Hello, welcome to the video tutorial on how to make a working sign up form. The same as used in websites like Facebook. So the first thing you want to do is create a database. So I'm using easy PHP dev server. It's a very nice one. So a new database, click on new, and I'll name this database YouTube because I love those who watch my videos, by the way. Yeah, so this database is going to contain 4 columns, and these 4 columns I'm having, okay, you let me name this table users. Okay, users. So then let's go. Here we go. So the first column is going to be an ID, second one username, third one email, and the fourth one password. So this is just a simple one, and you want to auto increase the first one because the first one is going to count the number of users who have registered to make everything simple. And the username is not an integer, varchar, email, varchar, password, varchar, and they are all going to be having a length of 255. That's what I prefer. Okay, so now let's save this and we are done with our database. You can go over or rewind your video to see it very well. So I have an ID, username, email, and a password. Okay, so now I'm done with the database, and the next thing I want to do is create my sign up page. So I think sign up page. So let me pause this video, and when I pause it, by the time I'll be back, then I'm done with something. So as you can see, I'm done with my HTML file, and let me run you through. I made a title, sign up, a legend, a username with the type text, and having the name being username. So it's this name that we'll be using to get the input through PHP, and the email has a name, email, and with the password, the type has to be password, not text. So password, and the name being pass, and the sign up button, a type of submit because it will be submitting the form, and the name sign up button. And now the last thing we want to do is with the form, so we will give it an action of, let's say, index.html because that will be the name of this file we are working on. So the form will be sent onto this file that we are still working on, and I'll give it a method of post because whenever you are working with passwords, you like to use post because it keeps your inputs a secret. So now that we are done with this, let's save it in the empty folder that we made for this tutorial. So that's sign up, and we'll name it as index.html. Okay, now you'll be wondering, how is this fucking code going to connect with this database we created? So how to do this, we will need a PHP file called like you name it how you want. So this is the piece of tag you always want to save your PHP code. So now let me make this look actually like PHP. So that's PHP, and now to connect to our database, we have, let's create a variable. So this variable will be called con because that's what I like using. So we have MySQL connect rather. So connect, and it's having 1 2 3 4 parameters. First one taking the string, the host, the second one the username, the third one the password, and the fourth one the database you are connecting to. So I have my host to be 127.0.0.1, and I'm having the username. You see it has jumped to the username, so I'm having the username being root, and I'm having the password being blank, and the database I'm connecting to is the one we created, so it's in the name of YouTube. So maybe you want to debug your connection so that whether if the connection was unsuccessful, you might get a message. So I'll say or die. So if it's unable to connect, it has to die. So I'll say disconnect disconnect the database. Okay, so we are done with our connection, so we will save this as dbconnect.php. so it's saved in the same directory as our index file. So now we have to connect this index file to the database. We don't have to write all this bunch of code, but we just include the db.connect. So let's see. So we say include, so include db connect.php. okay, so now we have this file connected to the database, and the next thing we want to do is take the user inputs. So now I think it would be nice when we take the user inputs over here. You can take them everywhere you want, maybe at the end of the file, but I find this place to be conducive. So the first thing we want to do is check whether the person has clicked the sign up button. So we will use an if statement. So if, let's say, so if is set, so that means if that person has clicked that button. So if is set, and since we are using a method of post to get this input or this button, we will use the global post variable here, the post variable. So we'll say $_ or post, and in this square brackets we will enter the name of the one we want to get access to. So we have sign up button, so just take it over here. Oh sorry, I had to just copy it, so let me copy it back over here. So sign up button. So if it is set, what do we want to do? So if it is set, we want to get these variables, these other inputs. So we will make the first one, which is the username. So this is a variable, and we will make it equal to, now whenever you are getting inputs, you like to pass them through HTML entities, just for security purpose, you know. So HTML entities, and you also want to trim it to get away any white space. Maybe the person placed maybe so many spaces before the name, the spaces will be ignored. So let's trim it, let's trim the spaces, and now we use our variable to get the input. So it has a name of username, so copy it and stick it here. Okay, so we are done with the first one. I'm done lazy at typing, so let's just copy it and paste it several times. So the next one will be email, and this one